Elliot Silverstein makes his return to the director's chair in the highly emotional gem, The Trade-Ins. This is a heartbreaking yet uplifting story of love persevering that's even more tragic when you know what was going on behind the scenes. Set in the near future, we see the elderly couple of John and Marie Holt arrive at the door of the New Life Corporation. Inside, a salesman named Mr. Vance shows them young human replicas that they could transfer their consciousnesses into, for a price. Mr. Holt is often in a terrible amount of pain, and both he and his wife are excited by the chance of starting their lives over from the beginning, together. The problem is, they only have $5,000 from their savings, and for 2 transfer procedures, it's double that. After failing to haggle with Vance, Mrs. Holt wants her husband to go through with it to save him from his constant agony, but John refuses to participate without her. Later, in a hidden gambling room of a local bar, Holt plays a few hands of poker in hopes of doubling his money. However, he leaves with only the $5,000 he came in with. Ruminating on his unending suffering, John reconsiders the procedure. Rod Serling was at his sentimental best with this script. It has to be considered one of his better TZ screenplays. The main idea definitely has that eerie tinge, but it's played in a much more melancholy and realistic way. It felt authentic, and you really empathize with this couple's dilemma. Rejoining the zone for this one were director Elliot Silverstein and actors Noah Keane, Edson Stroll, Theodore Marcuse, and our lead, Joseph Schildkraut. Keane was featured earlier in Season 3 with The Arrival, Stroll had a brief part in Eye of the Beholder, Marcuse played a Russian official in To Serve Man, and Schildkraut had a haunting role in Death's Head Revisited. This was high-quality talent they had involved here. Just like his first 2 episodes, especially The Obsolete Man, Silverstein's visuals were a big identifying factor. The opening shot of the Holts walking up to the New Life Corporation in shadow sets the tone for a moody story. The hallway leading to the human replicas on display is slowly revealed through segmented lights turning on to illuminate the rather large set. As the trio walk from window to window, the replicas posing in different positions give us a glimpse of a sort of twisted shopping. The gambling room where Marcuse's character pops up is also dramatically lit, showing off how tense that poker game is. As always, credit for these beautiful compositions must be shared with director of photography George T. Clements. Silverstein wasn't afraid to let Serling's script breathe in the collection of scenes we were treated to. What seemed to go a long way was setting up the tone through not just the visuals, but slow pacing and methodical acting choices. Everyone on screen kills it, and you have to give Silverstein some credit for that. In a somewhat mysterious yet sympathetic performance, Theodore Marcuse takes pity on John when he's about to lose all his money at the poker game. Holt is upfront about his intentions, and after seeing the old man suffer, the character Faraday shows he's not as gruff as his exterior might suggest.
I got 3 big ones, Pop.
Bigger than those, Mr. Faraday?
Nope.
This was a big shift for Marcuse in the zone, considering last time we saw him, he was playing a Russian stereotype untrusting of aliens. I really liked him in this one. While everyone nails their supporting roles, Joseph Schildkraut's layered turn as the pathetic but loving Mr. Holt is one for the ages. It's an effortless, natural performance with great delivery and subtle and dramatic moments.
And there would be no pain. I mean, I wouldn't have this... You remember, Mr. Vance, down there, you said there would be no pain. I'm no good at this, Mr. Faraday. Not good at anything anymore. Just a tired, sick, old, useless man. Not worth anything to anybody.
What's most impressive and simultaneously devastating about his work is that according to Mark Zickry's The Twilight Zone companion book, Schildkraut's wife was dying as they were shooting this, and in the middle of production, she actually did pass away. However, Schildkraut refused to stop shooting, saying he'd mourn after getting through his job. When you watch him after learning that fact, it changes everything. This guy was going through the death of his wife of 30 years while playing a character who was determined to be with his spouse to the very end. I mean, how sad is that? He was even said to be crying off screen. The fact that he got through this is miraculous, but maybe some of those emotions he displayed so convincingly were driven by an unfolding real-world tragedy. Any way you slice it, this is a courageous accomplishment. With his wife's enthusiastic blessing, Mr. Holt gives in and has the operation done. After a few hours, he exits the same doors he went into as an old man as a vibrant, spry, and excited 22-year-old. He recites to Marie all the things they can finally do together before realizing his mistake.
You and I are going to begin to live. We're going to...
Holt sadly parts from his wife to sign a few papers before coming back out his old, fully aged self.
If I have to have occasional pain, amen. So be it. I wouldn't want it any other way, darling.
Their love stronger than ever, the couple slowly walk out of the facility, glancing at what they left behind, but marching forward to eternity. What a fantastic finish. Love conquers all, and suffering to be with the one you care about most is a sacrifice that was worth it for John Holt. Beautiful and brilliant. The Robert Browning quote Marie says earlier that John repeats at the end is just wonderful too.
Grow old along with me, the best is yet to be.
The last of life, for which the first was made.
Edson Stroll's scene with Alma Platt really nailed all the emotions with the appropriate energy and facial expressions. There's an interview with Edson on the Blu-ray set where he mentions Elliot Silverstein didn't feel he was getting the right reaction out of the young actor when Holt realizes he made a mistake. So Silverstein quieted the entire set and shot off a gun to capture the correct reaction. That's one way to do it, huh? In that same interview, Stroll said that both Silverstein and Rod Serling told him The Trade-Ins was their favorite episode. I'm not sure how true that is, but that's evidently what they said to Stroll. Some other little details I should quickly go over include how ghoulish it was to see John's lifeless old body before he came out as a young man. Marie's face said it all. While Schildkraut's acting is hitting on all cylinders, I feel like the makeup job for him, and to a lesser degree Alma Platt, was a little too much. The actor was already in his mid-60s at this point, playing a 79-year-old. A more subtle approach could have made his appearance less distracting. I'm assuming the music was stock since there's no credit given, but there are a couple sequences where it really shined and highlighted the emotion of these characters. I love The Trade-Ins. It's a worthwhile episode to watch or rewatch and added another exceptional installment into Elliot Silverstein's back pocket. There's so much to appreciate from a technical, performance, and just artistic level. Now, you may have to be in the right mood to watch it. It's not a downer the entire time, and the ending is truly inspiring, but make sure you're expecting a heavy drama instead of a more playful TZ story. This is where real-world circumstances collided with fiction, a story of love and courage that could only take place in the Twilight Zone.
From Khalil Gibran's The Prophet. Love gives not but itself and takes not from itself. Love possesses not, nor would it be possessed. For love is sufficient unto love.